Hey YouTube, and thanks for watching Junkworks Garage. Well, today is going to be kind of a fun one for me. Obviously we're in front of the Razor here, so that's what we're going to be doing, is actually loading this Razor up with things that I think I'm going to need with me. Now I have, we'll say, quite a bit of experience in the four-wheel drive overlanding slash off-roading world, as far as a long time ago when I was a teenager and even up into my 20s. I did a lot of off-roading. I had everything from a Toyota four-wheel drive to dirt bikes to Ford Explorer that I actually went a lot of places in. But regardless, I'm kind of back new into it, we'll say, and I've never owned a Razor. I've never owned this type of a rig. The last thing I had that had four wheels and was more of an ATV was a Honda Odyssey when I was really young. And we didn't really go off-roading. We went to places and rode around for a day and called it good. I plan on actually doing a little bit of overlanding. I do that because I find it funny. I don't know, we used to call it off-roading, four-buying, whatever you want to call it. Overlanding is an Australian term, so I guess we stole that now. So I'm going to put what I think I need as a newbie side-by-side person, and we'll see how well or not well I do, because I realize a lot of my off-road four-wheeling stuff should translate to some extent, but we have a lot less room here than what I had in the pickup truck. So I realize I'm going to have to narrow some stuff down, but I figured I'd go through my stuff, see what I have, see what you think about it. If you see something in here I either just need to quit bringing because I don't need to have it, or some things that I don't have that I should have, please comment below, and hopefully it'll get a discussion going of what people think they should or shouldn't have. It's kind of time to go through some stuff here. I got everything kind of figured out so far that I believe I need to have in here. And we're going to start out in this bag right here. I have a couple quarts of oil and a funnel that makes it easy to get the oil in. And the 2 quarts of oil are in their own separate bags, so that if they break open, there's no problem. Plus everything's inside of this bag. So hopefully between the two, if we have any problems, it'll be alright. Then we got a rag that's fairly clean, but good for checking oil, washing your hands, whatever. And we're going to just throw that. Actually, I'm going to put that right down here. And then I got this here. You don't see this a lot on people's videos, but hand cleaner. You get really greasy and dirty doing this, and then you go and get in your nice seats and steering wheel, and you end up having to clean them. So a little bit of this hand cleaner, and put that in a bag, Swift bag. So that goes up in there. Alright, then I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the ratchet straps. I actually think I have 5. This one's a little nicer one, holds a little bit more weight. These are the cheaper ones, but they'll hold stuff down or on or around. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw those in here. I thought about trying to put stuff in more in the form of how I might be using it or when I might be using it, but I realized it doesn't take that long to unpack and pack this back up, so I'm just not going to worry about it too much. Although later on you'll see that the tools are easier to get to. Now inside this coat, which is also a good idea to have a coat around here. Any time of the year it can get pretty cold at night. But I have this right here, which is a jack. I don't know where I got this from. Anytime I have a car, I pretty much always take the jacks out of them. Or several yard sales I've gotten free jacks like this. And I didn't like the thing that it actually hooked into it to make it go up and down. So I grabbed this from another jack that actually works better. And I ground down and bent up the end so it actually works with this really well. And I've tried it out and it does work. That I'm putting inside the coat here. And then that gets stuffed into here. Now I'm kind of moving things around a little bit and trying to figure things out still a little bit. But so I may have to try this 2 or 3 times, but we'll see. And then I got this right here. Now this is something that came with some dog food that dog toys that we bought. And no, it's not dog toys, but it kind of fit this stuff in here well. So inside that, I have this right here. And what that is, and I'm going to leave it in there. Normally I would say take everything out of their package and get them as small as you can make them, because if you ever want to try and put this back in, you probably won't be able to stuff it into this bag. But this is something that if I need it, I'll use it, but more than likely it'll sit in here and hardly ever get used, if ever. And this is what it is right here, the Harbor Freight. It's 50 foot of 3/16 rope, but it's for winching. It is only, I believe it'll work on 3,000 pounds. I can't remember. I probably should check that out. I'm sure it says on here somewhere. And it comes with this fair lead that's for rope and some instructions inside the box here. But the reason I have that is just in case I'm too far away from something and I need to use my winch, I can add this to my winch to get closer. So that goes in there along with this right here, which is basically a tow strap, but I'm using it as a tree saver. This also, it's for 6,400 pounds is what it says. That will actually stuff down underneath here in the corner, up under here. It actually fits in that spot right there. So now we got this right here, which is a Harbor Freight cheapy air compressor, but I know it works fairly well. It may take a while, but in an emergency situation where I patched a tire, that little thing right there comes with this and a little air hose nozzle thing. So that will go into there like that. Thing everybody's been waiting for, TP. Gotta have some TP. With that comes usually a shovel, which I have not got on here yet. But there is my TP. And now we got our tools here. Now I've done a video on this as well as a video about how I'm using this to work on my machine in the garage so that I know if I need more tools than this, or if there's things that just don't work for what I need them for, I'll know why I'm here in the garage and can work on it. Otherwise, if I'm out in the field or at a camp somewhere and I come home and I need to work on something, if I don't have a tool in here, I'm up the creek. And I have realized I need a 15 millimeter because these wrenches really kind of suck. And there's a 14 and I believe it's 16. My eyes ain't working. These, yeah, 16 millimeter. But there is no 15 millimeter end wrench here in this kit. So I added that as well as a 3/4. This also has a 5/8, which there is a 5/8 in here, but I needed a 3/4 for something that was a wrench, so I grabbed that and threw that in there as well. I may end up needing to add some wrenches, but in this kit there is also an 8-inch crescent wrench. That's a decent one. I'm going to stick them probably in this area right here. I also in here have been throwing some rags that I can just have just in case for any reason whatsoever. And we're going to see if this will close this way. And that should kind of hold them from jiggling around too much. Oh, my bad. Close that in there. So, there we go. So I might even be able to put some more. We shall see. But for right now, I have this right here. In the outside pockets, I got this, which I can adjust the shocks with. And I have come to find I can adjust the shocks if I need to without lifting the rig. I did a video on that, but I ended up jacking the rig up to do it. I got the shackle that came with my one winch and a shackle that came with another winch that I have, as well as an old hook. Don't know the capacity of this, but something's better than nothing, and you need to be aware of your own safety and how you use things. But if I lose a hook for some reason, I have maybe a way to get out. Alright, that's everything on the outside. Now we go on the inside. This was a workforce bag. I don't know, it's a tool bag I got from my dad. I got a hammer, little hammer, ball peen, and a pair of pliers, adjustable. A vice grip, also just for handiness. I threw this in there. I don't know if I would use this to pull myself out, but if I have no other option, right now it'll work. Then I may end up putting these. I think I am going to just put these in the box. I think they'll fit in the box better. But I have the anti-sway bar end links, as everybody wants me to call them. All the parts to that are in here as well. I think I am going to keep those in here, but these I think I'm going to just put in the box. Alright, and I was able to fit those in the box. Then we got this. This effectively doubles the ability of your winch. This goes to 20,000 pound load test, so I bought the cheap Harbor Freight one. They have another one that's actually doesn't hold any more poundage, that's way more money. Or it holds very little more, not enough more for the difference in money. Got some spare light bulbs in here. And then I also have brake clean, another crescent, smaller 6-inch and a 10-inch. Between this and my toolkit, I should have enough ability to get the job done if need be. Whoop, and then the top actually popped off there. Make sure your tops are on these when you throw them in. Right. I got zip ties, both very long, thick ones, and some other fairly long, good ones. These are Harbor Freight cheapies, but I don't know. I know people complain about that kind of stuff, but more than likely whatever I'm going to use these for is going to get cut off and broke and whatnot anyway, so why spend a ton of money on them? They will do the job. Then I got this here and this here. This was something I got from my mom that I thought was just awesome. It's actually waterproof too, which is nice. I think she said she thought she got it at Walmart, but she wasn't sure. Anyways, it's just a thing that's got parts and pieces. This is the tool for taking off my wheel hubs. Some stainless steel wire. I got a pick in here. I got a toothbrush in here. I got some parts, pieces, Loctite, and these are for greasing the wheel bearings. I got those in there just in case I go through some water and at camp I need to use this. So all kinds of goodies in there for just in case purposes. And these are shims for the clutch that I accidentally bought and didn't really need. Go watch that video if you'd like to know more. But anyhow, this works really good. And another thing that works good is these old school boxes that the kids no longer need anymore. And in here, I got mostly electronic stuff. This is a brand new, back when you used to get them for free. Never got used it. It was in a box. I need to make sure that it actually is going to function, which it's not. I'm glad I checked that. That means the battery's toast on this thing. So I need to get a new battery in this. Okay. This right here, in case anybody is wondering, is a belt for an old vacuum cleaner, but they're fairly stretchy. Not super stretchy, but they're perfect for putting around one of these. This one is. Pair of electrical strippers. They're just fairly cheapy one, commercial electric. I like them, they work. This is my dad's old tester, just to test to make sure you got power where you want power, and it worked. I checked it. Pair of side cutters here. I like these ones. These are my favorite ones, and now they suck because I went and bought another pair of these Stanley 84-133s, and they are cheap crud. I got two pairs, one that I bought back in the day and one that was my dad's that I got that he used, and both of them are good, and these are gold now. A charging thing for not my flashlight, but this I can use to charge my other flashlight I'll show you later, which I may actually put that. No, I'm going to leave this in here, that way it just won't get lost. I do have a flashlight, but this flashlight is also a magnet, so it doesn't hold tools very well, but it's got a magnet on both sides, and it extends out and it bends. I got a video on this if you want to see more on that, but I actually bought two of them, and I took the two pieces that it came in the box here. I got two sets of batteries plus a set of batteries that are in here. And then this is for popping the clutch off if you need to do that for some reason, and some spare fuses, which are the type of fuses that I have in this rig. So hopefully we will be all good to go. I'm going to try and put those over here where they're a little safer, maybe won't get broken. Now I gotta try and get this all back in here. I admit this was not a super easy thing to get in here and all right. Now, speaking of greasing the wheel bearings, I have this right here. This is a grease gun that I kind of built so that it had the flexi head on it. Go watch my Ace Hardware. I had a problem with Ace Hardware. It's something like I'm never shopping at Ace again. And you'll hear a story about this, and then there'll be an update on it as well. The grease gun and update for Ace as far as this, that talks about all this stuff, where I got it, how much I paid for it. So that actually is not going to go in the machine. This is going to be in my trailer, because I figure anytime I need to use grease, that's probably going to be back at camp or in my truck where I go back to my truck. So that will be in a different place. It won't be carried in my machine. All the rest of this is going to be carried in the machine. This is just one of those pads. I actually got it, I think, at Lowe's. They have them at Harbor Freight and everywhere else. And I obviously have a tarp in there as well. I think I showed you everything else. So that all goes in there like that. And as far as the tool case, it actually fits somewhat in here. I think I had it like that. There we go. And then on this side over here, I actually have a cooler that fits in here perfectly. I take a strap it between here and here, a ratchet strap everything down, and I've been over some pretty bumpy stuff and not lost anything yet. I also have that right there, which I have not yet figured out exactly what I'm going to do with. So yet again, hopefully by the end of this video you'll see it, but I'm not quite there yet. I have a plan of what I want to do, but that's a little ways away, so it may actually be in another video that you'll get to see that. But wait, there is more. I know there's people typing away saying you need this and you need that and you need this, because I'm sure even at the end of this video there's going to be people saying that, and they're probably right, but wait until I'm done here. In this here, where it's fairly quick and easy to get to if I have two hands, I have that right there, and it is a tire puncture kit. I will probably do a separate video on this, so go check that out on my Razor playlist. But needless to say, I have this. It actually came with quite a few tire plugs, And I have more in my truck of a even better kind that I got from my brother-in-law a long time ago, that I got like tons of them. And they're really good. I'll probably throw a few of those in here. But for right now, if we have a puncture and I hear it and I can get to it quick enough with that, that should take care of the problem to get us home without having to dig anything else out, depending on how deflated it gets. Alright, then we got the jock box here, and it has gloves, a set for both of us, plus a set for extra if I feel like I need to do some different work here. I got these. I actually really like these. I'll probably have my wife be able to use these. She used to use those. But then I was digging through my old motorcycle stuff, and if anybody knows how old these things are, these are from back in the day. But regardless, those are still in good shape. It's one of those, they don't make them like they used to, and I wore these things a lot and beat the ever-loving crud out of them on my dirt bike. So, plus I did some BMX bike with them, probably even at that time. So I'm gonna keep using them unless they're worth a ton of money. So somebody tell me if they're worth a ton of money, and if you want to give me a ton of money for them, I will probably sell them. Alright, then beyond that, I got this flashlight here, which yet again, I did videos on these. These are the ones from Amazon. They work pretty good. They actually do have a red light, so that not only it's better at night for if you don't want to attract things or for your eyes or whatever to go to, but it also has a flashy red light, so if you're in an emergency, hopefully you can get somebody to stop. So there you go. I think that those are really cheap, and they don't last a long time, but I haven't noticed the batteries dying on them. And I have that charger in the back, which I need to get a thing for this so that I can charge stuff. Then the ever-loving sanitizer, just in case. I also got the book with this thing, which is nice, and I'm just going to keep it in there. Let's see what else we have. This right here. Now, these are not actual Ray-Bans, but I got some sunglasses that I do have that fit in here. Some Oakleys actually fit in here. And I have some clear lenses in there for when I need to take my sunglasses off when it's getting darker. So, but that works real nice to hold them all. And then I also have the remotes for the whips, but I don't have the whips on, nor do I know if I ever will. We'll see. I'm sure one day I'll throw them on just for kicks and giggles. And I do believe this is the last thing here. I have my quick disconnect fire extinguisher that I have tested and works very well. And up here I have my homemade holder for my belt, and it's a new belt, and a couple bungee cords just kind of strapped across there to have some bungee cords as well. Have a separate video on both these things, so go check that out. As well, I also have a first aid kit that I don't have out here on me right now. I actually have one that I pack with me most of the time I go anywhere, that fits in one of my pockets. It's a pretty extensive one, maybe not the best, but it'll get most of the bumps, bruises, scrapes, and broken parts back together enough to get you back to camp anyway. So definitely want to have a first aid kit. I probably will get a better one that'll actually somehow be put in here and stay. Now I know I have room up here, but right now I have my winch stuff, my winch cable, remote is in here, and I'm gonna change some stuff around. I need to make sure that that thing closes a little better. I like that it's tight, but if you look around the edge of that box, it's kind of opened up a little bit, and I don't really like that in case water or something gets in there. I'd rather it as watertight as possible. So I will definitely be having to change things around a little bit more and figure things out as I go. So I'm calling that a video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know there's several more things that I probably need to add that I either forgot or have and forgot to put it in, who knows, or don't have and need it. So put comments below. Please comment below if there's some things that you know I should have in here. This is my first time with a razor, like I said, and I don't know all the ins and outs of everything. So if there's things that break on these all the time that I should have, I know that there's some electrical components I would like to, as time goes on, I would like to get in here as well, just in case some of those things go out while I'm on a ride. But until then, this is what I got. Hopefully you guys comment below. Now get out there and get your junk working. Thanks for watching Junk Works Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and master of none. You all have a good one.